Hi readers, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper, or welcome if this is your first time, and welcome to Book Chat, Life Chat, Goal Chat. Yeah, so it is time to kind of look at this last quarter and what I have left to accomplish and the goals that I set for myself in 2025. Now, these are just bookish goals. I did not set any life goals this particular year. I have done in the past, but I have also been using another platform to kind of set and create intentions, if you will. And so that's going to be, I think, the way that goes next year too, but I don't know. I have some friends that do choose like 25 goals in 2025, 26 obviously would be 26 goals. That's a lot, although I do have a lot of book goals that would be probably half of that because there are 10 here, a little bit less than half, but we shall see. So I've reviewed these goals before, but I try to do this every quarter just to make sure I'm on track or I'm aware that I'm off track. And so I also have some changes that we will talk about. The first goal was that I was going to reach my reading goal of 52 books in 2025, and I have exceeded that. I think I'm at 64, maybe something like that today. But, I'm really feeling good about that goal, obviously. Increase my backlist read books to 50%. I honestly didn't count, so I can't say for sure, but I know that I'm going to reach that goal because I read a number of backlist books last month, and I've also read a couple the month before, and I think I've already got a few this month set on my TBR, so I don't have any worries about completing that one. Number 3 was co-host the Mardi Gras Readathon in 2025, and I completed that too, and I'm actually starting to plan for the one in 2026. So I'm super excited about that. Bookish inventory spreadsheet completed, not done. However, I will say that one of the things that I have done recently, which isn't going to help me reach this goal any faster, I downloaded a new spreadsheet. And here's why. It just seems like it has an easier way for me to do this. I'm not sure that it does, but I think it does. And I got enamored with it. Becca at Becca Books and Bujo featured it one day. I don't remember if it was a video of hers or if it was one of her Patreon things that we do, but I absolutely fell in love with this particular spreadsheet, and it is for several years ahead. I think it's 5 years or something that I can do this. So I'm going to probably focus more on starting off 2026 really strong. But I definitely could do some more work on this in 2025, especially on the couple of weeks that I'm usually off at the end of the year. So we shall see. The other thing, though, I want to say about bookish inventory, it doesn't have to be a spreadsheet for me either. And as you know, I hope you know, I think I've told you, I recently scanned in all of my physical books on Libib, the app that I know I've said this in my momentum group with Kat and my friends Liz and Jen and Lee. I feel really good with that. I scanned all of those in, so it was fairly quick, and I spent a good number of hours doing that, but probably not more than a couple. It really has made me happy. I can be in the bookstores and I can say, do I have that book? And I can look immediately. However, I have not yet added the ebooks and the audiobooks to it because I do have to do that manually. I think I have not found a way yet for that to be easier, but I am now working on that slowly but surely, like the little train that could. Was it the little train that could? Something. That's me. I could get these done by the end of the year. That would sort of make me feel like I had fulfilled goal number 4 of creating a bookish inventory. I did not separate them between read or to be read yet. And I don't know that I ever will, to be honest, because I can always look up what I've read on more than one of my apps. But I might I might count that one completed by the end of the year. And the new goal now is to focus really on that inventory, because that is something I can carry with me all the time. And that's very, very helpful. Okay, increase my NetGalley percentage to 70%. I can't remember if I said this when I did the last wrap up of my goals or a quarter, but I'm not going to get to 70%. And I don't even know that that was real. I know it wasn't realistic when I set that goal. I didn't realize that when you finish a book on NetGalley, you only go up like 2 percentage points, maybe 3. I don't even know that it's always 2. I'm not sure what the rules are, but I'm getting to 50% though, and I'm very happy about that. I'm in the 40s, the low 40s, but I feel like by the end of the year, realistically, I could get to 50% on my NetGalley. So I have officially changed that goal. Let me see if I have a pen that is the right color for me to cross this off. Well, it wouldn't be yellow, would it? For me to cross this off and change this to 50. Because that is doable. And I just didn't realize how that wasn't doable before. I will say, though, that I have really done well with adding some of these titles read on NetGalley, and I have enjoyed most of them. Some of them, it just is a mismatch, but I'm reading one now, and I actually need to get back to that. Goal number 6 was to read a chapter a day of Les Miserables, and I decided that was a no for me, so I have eliminated that. So there are just 9 goals now, essentially. Read one book of the month each month for a total of 12 read this year. I'm totally on track for that as well. I actually just finished a book of the month yesterday. I'm going to talk about it soon. Oh, was it good? It was really a surprise, but that was on my TBR that I shared, my pile of possibilities part. If you want to look at that, you can guess which 2 books I read from that video and loved. So one of them was from the TBR that I'm going to read these, and one of them was from the pile of possibilities. And oh my goodness, I was very excited about that. I'm enjoying the Book of the Month Club challenge, and I'm really enjoying the fact that I'm getting some of those books finished, and maybe then I will purge a few on my Pengo shop. More on that in a minute. Intentionally create a meaningful pile of possibilities, or TBR. I have been doing that pretty much, and I'm really enjoying that as well. Sometimes I deviate from the pile of possibilities, but that's why it's a pile of possibilities, so I'm okay with that. Read more big books on my backlist. I have also done that, and I felt really good about the Big Book Summer Challenge, and I'm still needling away at that particular goal. I have a couple more that I am going to consider which one of those I would like to finish by the end of the year, so we shall see. And number 10, improve the quality and content of my channel. Where I struggle with this goal is that I am voting on my own performance, and that's not my favorite thing to do. So I will say that I do think, though, that I am spending more meaningful, intentional time creating a plan for myself for the month, and I have been trying to improve the content, noticing my words that I use, filler words, and those kinds of things, trying to cut those out or remove them from my vocabulary a bit, and just try to get more continuity in my filming so that I'm not chopping it up a lot. So I've been working on that, been aware of it anyway, for sure. And I have been just trying to think of new things. And so I've started a few new things this year, and I have a couple other new things that I'm considering as well. And I'm really enjoying it. So I guess I could say I'm doing pretty well on that goal. And I also could say that I probably have more to come in terms of improving that as well. All right, then on the A to Z challenge, I finished one more that I was able to add, and that was J, Julie Tudor is not a psychopath. I read that one a couple of months ago. I still have N, Q, X, Y, and Z to go, and I really need to kind of make some time to prioritize one of those soon, because I'm running out of time. Essentially, we all are every day, right? But it is the middle of October when I'm filming this. So I would like to complete the A to Z challenge, and I know lots of you gave me some great recommendations, which I wrote down, and I also know that there's a place online that you can look it up and see what other people have done. I am really happy with how well I've done. Now, let's talk about my goals for 2026. They are not in place yet. I am still really considering this, and I mentioned to you in another video not long ago that I was considering changing my You Pick videos from nonfiction to another category in the year 2026. And I have been thinking about this pretty diligently since I mentioned it. And I think I have a solution. I think I know what I'm going to do. This would help me to continue to read some backlist titles. It would also help me to just find joy like I have done with the nonfiction titles. And so finding what you think I should read would be fun. It also might create my ability to read more big books because there are a lot of them in this place. I own some of these. I don't own some of these, but I have libraries and I have all kinds of access to books. I do think I'm not going to change my mind. My You Pick My Read for 2026 is going to be my 100 books bucket list poster that my daughter gave me a few years ago. I just recently hung it back up in my office, which means I see it a lot. So this has 100 books that someone who designed this poster thinks you should read. And when you've read them, obviously you scratch them off. My challenge for this 100 reads bucket list in the past has been that I have read some of the books that are on this list and I could scratch them off already. And a few that I have done because I didn't necessarily think I would reread them anytime soon. But there are a number of them that I have read and I have said, oh, I'm going to reread that because I really loved it. Many of them are childhood books. Many of them are books that I read in high school or college that I really enjoyed. And so I have not completely said, oh, yes, I've read these books already. I'm going to be thinking about that when I am also looking at what to choose to read next and then have you pick, because I really would like to complete that poster. I don't think I can do it in a year. In fact, I am positive that I cannot do it this year and just read that. That would be a lot. It would just be too much. Obviously, I'm only reading 60 to 70 some books a year typically, and I'm good with that. I'm really okay with that. But I'm very happy to be able to choose some of those book titles from that poster. And don't fight about the bed. Just don't. Don't do it. And I look forward to having the opportunity to present those to you and then see which ones you would pick, because I think that would be really, really fun. So that's going to be one of my goals for 2026, is that my new You Pick videos will be about the 100 books that are mostly classics. Not all, but like Game of Thrones is on there. I wouldn't say Game of Thrones is yet a classic, but it is definitely a meaningful kind of memorable read. And I think if I were to say that's what their focus was, that would be what I'm perceiving as their focus. I have been working on, not diligently, but working on my Pangle shop again. I have been culling the books that I am really wanting to sell on Pango that are in good shape and that I think you guys would like. But I am also still learning about how that works. You might see my arm moving because I have two dogs, two girls that are really just begging for attention. Let me take a pause here. So hopefully that will be set up fairly soon, but I don't know how long that might take. I'm still trying to get the momentum to be able to do that. Speaking of momentum, I've mentioned this before. Kat at Kat's Novel Adventures has this momentum event on Saturday mornings where you can set some intentions about what you want to do for that hour, and it's a power hour, and then you, of course, set intentions for yourself for the next week. When I have the ability to complete those intentions, I feel so good, and I really do focus on them. There's been moments where something's gotten in the way, but for the most part, I'm doing really well with that, and I really plan to continue this. So I love the momentum event, and I love the idea of setting some intentions for yourself. Goals is also a good word, but I like the intentions because sometimes they're not necessarily things that I have to do, they're things that I want to do, if that makes sense. Goals are just a little bit differently weighted for me. On the momentum event the other day, I realized that I had said I was going to set up that Pango shop more than once and just haven't gotten to it. So that's another focus for me to get back to because I started it and then I let it go. So the Pango setup for me to present books to sell on Pango is also going to help me to continue to purge some of the books on my shelf that I've either read and won't reread or that I'm not planning on reading, to just kind of decrease the number of books that I have on my inventory and read more. I'd really like to focus on reading more of that backlist. As you know, this is going to be a goal for next year as well, but also I really want to add, in addition to the purging, I want to add borrowing more library books in 2026 as a goal for myself. I'm not sure what that goal will look like in terms of specific outcome. I had originally thought 50% of the reads would be backlist reads. I'm not going to choose 50%, but I am going to choose some sort of an outcome that I think would make me feel good. I really, really, really want to focus on reading books in series that I own, not just cozies, but the Dan Browns, for example. The Frederick Bachmans are on my thoughts a lot. The Wally Lamb selections that I have or don't have. I was thinking the other day about wanting to read certain authors to zero, but I also want to think about that in terms of series. So will I get to the Louise Penny's all the way to where she's at now? I don't know. That's a big, big one. But I'm, also considering some others like Anthony Horowitz and some others that are smaller in that. And I've already made some progress, but I'd like to finish those. The Greg Isles is another one that steps up for me. So I don't know what all I'm going to read in 2026, but when I got to thinking about that and when I got to thinking about how I want to structure myself and my reading in the next year, completing series did feel like something I would really like to do, or at least making progress, right? There will be some that I can complete and there will be some that I cannot, but I think that that will make me feel good. And it will also feed into reading my backlist. So that feels really good too. I think that's all of the things that I was bringing forward to chat with you about today. I am very behind on my book journal. I'd like to spend some time soon getting caught up on that. I know I say that all the time. I finished May and I started on June, so that's where I am. I've got got a ways to go. I have a few more things this month that I really want to get to in terms of reading and in terms of videos and content coming up. So stay tuned for that. I am finding that some months I'm in more of a content slump than others. And I wonder if that's true for some of the rest of you that are content creators as well, because I don't know, it just feels like sometimes I think I just do the same old things all the time, or I do things that I'm not sure people really enjoy. I mean, you don't have to love everything I put out. There's no question that you won't, and I don't expect you to. But I do want to make content that's meaningful for you. So my thoughts here too are, in the 2026 timeframe, if there are videos that you would like me to start, and I could even start earlier, I could begin now, but if there are concepts that you'd really like for me to explore, let me know in the comments below what those are, and I will definitely consider them. I am considering sprints. This is sort of like the Pango setup for me. I'm just not ready yet to pull that lever and begin. I don't know what it is. It's not like I mind sprints because I've done them with Kat and some other people too. It's just, I don't know. It's just different, right? I am going to continue to see about that. I also have been thinking about buddy reading more intentionally and asking people, if they want to buddy read with me, or groups of people who could buddy read, and we could do a video together to talk about those reads. That seems like something that, we could do live, and I might be okay with that. But I'm really thinking about that for 2026, and maybe even before the end of 2025. We shall see. It is not just a technology issue, it's a timing issue for me. It's making sure that the dogs are settled or quiet. It's making sure that we don't already have other plans, or that I, have the bandwidth to be able to set everything up and all those things, and to feel comfortable doing it. That's a part of it. I mean, I feel comfortable doing this with you all because I can change it and edit it if I do something crazily wrong. But on the sprints, you're kind of just there, right? I really love them, and I think it'll be really fun. So that's another plan. Update on Coco. This is probably my last week with her, and not probably, it is. She has a certificate to go ahead and be transported. She will be leaving 2 days from today as I'm filming this, on Thursday, the 16th, I guess that is. And she's all set to go. Her adoptive mom is so excited, so happy to see her. It's going to be a really good match. I'm almost 100% sure this woman is really looking forward to having Coco in her life. She's renaming Coco to Maggie, so she's asked us to call her Maggie for a bit to see if we can get her, familiar with that name. We have not been doing a great job because it's been such a habit to call her Coco all these months, but we're going to try. We're going to try harder, but we just have a couple more days left to go. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening today to my goals and to my challenges and my wins, I guess. I just feel like you are some of my best friends that I've really never met in real life, although a few of you I have, and I just love all of this content and the ability to be with you. I get so excited when I'm on somebody else's sprints and I see you guys there too, and yeah, it just makes me it brings me a high level of joy. So I thank you for that. If you have any things you'd like to share in terms of things you think I could set as goals for the next year, if you would like to look at the bucket list more carefully, I can send you perhaps a photo of it. If there are other things that you think I could use for content this next year or this next few months, do share that as well. Content that you would really enjoy. I'm always looking forward to new ideas and to doing new things. So that would be great. And let me know what you're reading currently, because I'm always interested in that too, how your October reading is going. And if you have nothing you'd like to say, in the comments below, you can leave some autumn leaves. You could leave some books. You could leave whatever you want to show me that you were here and that you were watching. And I appreciate you so very much. And as always, happy reading. Bye.